Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Final Show Films. I am Sen, your executive producer here. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I particularly want to thank our $25 tier supporters over on our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms. Those being Samantha Bates, Jerry and Alexander, and Elle, without whom we won't be able to do nearly as much of the things we do now. So thank you very much for your support over the years. And those of you that are watching live, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. And we're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Call of Cthulhu, the Vanishing County. I am Sen, your keeper for the evening. And joining me this week are resident meat pinata, Craig.
Hi, I am currently playing Lewis Lampley, HR specialist and new field operative, but for how long?
I was gonna say that the Tom Cardy video your new character sheet based on is just businessman.
And
Not a cop.
And our resident flesh road bump, Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Virginia Reeves. I'm alive, technically.
And the reason for that bump being alive, Trevian.
Drevin, I'm playing Lillian Clara.
Oh, don't forget to roll luck.
Oh, yes. We've forgotten. Roll luck. Lewis, roll luck.
I don't like the way you said that.
Are you feeling lucky?
No.
Luck recovery rolls. So failures are
2d10 plus 10.
2d10 plus 10, and successes are d10 plus 5.
Yes.
Ooh.
Damn.
And
I'm above 30.
I'm so proud of you. Now you can make another dumb decision.
I'm spending 33 luck points on my next roll.
Cool. One of the ones with the guns, Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Vanessa. There's 1d10 plus 5.
1d10 plus 5, which I think you are probably going to hit 99.
Yep,
And
most likely.
the
Yep.
tuxedo mask of this story, William.
I'll take that title. Hi, I'm William Orshani, and I'm playing Victor. And by the way, I'm going to fail this luck roll. I failed this luck roll with my 0 luck.
What a coincidence.
See, I am not comfortable with the fact that somebody has less luck than me right now.
I still have less
So-
luck than you because I've only got
Yeah,
21 luck.
I
right
might
now.
have to fix that.
And
It's like
the
a threat.
luckiest, unluckiest person, Jack.
Oh, what's making me unlucky today? Because
Well, no, you're lucky. You're the
Oh.
luckiest.
I'm playing Kathleen Moody, and we'll see what happens with everyone today.
When last we left off, the Motel 6 had grown a tongue and was using it effectively. The agents were investigating.
Dropping that quote into highlights.
The agents were investigating the sudden death of a person, theoretically anyways, at the Motel 6 that they had been staying at. They had been shot with a drill bit from a long distance, and interrupting their investigation had been one of the janitorial staff from the Motel 6 that had come in and proceeded to get rid of the body by eating it. It was at this point that the agents discovered that not all was right at the Motel 6, and they decided to engage with this janitorial... I'm trying to think of a word that probably doesn't exist. Anyways, they succeeded at getting rid of the they succeeded at getting rid of the janitorial, and then proceeded to split the party and investigate the rest of the Motel 6. Upon doing so, they found another janitorial as well as a reception and a tongue.
As well as a reception and a tongue.
To be fair, we didn't find the tongue. The tongue found me.
Yeah,
That's
fair
my
enough.
favorite country song.
We didn't find the tongue found me. Throw that in the highlights too.
All right.
How much armor does a bulletproof vest provide again?
Oh, 8.
Cool.
Oh, I love this game. Anyways. So we left off. The tongue had acquired a Lewis. Those of you that are still outside the central reception room see this large, massive, undulating flesh that is this best can be described as a tongue, currently wrapping itself around the unconscious form of one Lewis Lampley.
I forget. Did Victor and Katie make it to the
Yeah, we just arrived. We took our
Okay.
entire turns to get here. We won't be able
Yep.
to act until our turns come around.
You're all there. Everyone that's still awake, go ahead and give me a spot hidden check.
I'm assuming that includes me.
You're stabilized. I don't know if you're awake yet. Let
oh,
me see.
I do have a hit point now, although I think that just means stabilized.
Yeah, you do.
I'll
You have a
spend
hit
11
point,
luck
which means
on
that you're
that.
not dying.
Still don't know why my rolls are very different from everyone else's.
You're special.
Yeah,
I spent
you're,
my luck.
You're stabilized, but you're not back up yet.
Okay.
Because you should still have the dying box checked, because within the next hour, someone needs to successfully administer medicine.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, you got a first aid check that stabilized you, but if nobody does a successful medicine check on you in the next hour, you go back to dying. I mean, you're still dying. You go back to not being stabilized. All right. So, why'd you roll luck, Jack?
Just to remind you that I used luck
Ah,
so that when you failed to have heard me, you would ask.
thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, so you use luck to succeed your spot hidden. Victor succeeded spot hidden. Lillian succeeded spot hidden. Vanessa, are you going to spend luck to succeed your spot hidden?
Absolutely not.
All right.
With your 99 luck.
Those you.
I'm saving it for important things. Other people
You are-
spotted this.
That's fair.
You're doing what I call the Final Fantasy.
Whether or not being able to upgrade your skills is important is up to you. So those of you that succeeded, checkbox mark your spot hiddens as successful. You all notice that the tongue seems to be attached to an undulating mass of muscle in the ceiling. There doesn't seem to be much crawl space there. It seems to just largely be flesh, which tells you that there's not really much place for the tongue to go, theoretically. And does mean that everyone except for Vanessa will get a chance to react to the tongue that bursts out of the overhang above you and does sort of a sweeping motion, trying to see if it can collect any more as a second branch of the
Fantastic.
ceiling crawler has emerged from the ceiling. So, everyone except for Vanessa, would you like to dodge?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please do then.
I would like to lay there.
You are fortunately underneath the range of the tongue.
I mean, that's fair.
You didn't
Uh,
get a number.
Dodge roll, please.
Victor's dodge
You
roll
get-
was nil.
You get no number.
I know that I'm mechanically
Game?
unconscious. Can Lewis be like struggling
Game?
against it?
No, we'll say yes, but rather than pulling on it, your arms are like up right here, so you're like, yeah, you're sort of presenting your own head on a
There we
platter,
go.
kind of.
Fair.
I will spend 10 of my luck to pass.
Doing a whole like what is
And
it, like a John the Baptist thing.
I wouldn't spend any of my luck to pass. Trans jokes. All right. Success. Are you spending any luck, Lillian?
No.
Okay.
That'd be a lot of luck.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Fortunately, those even those of you that failed your dodge rolls, it failed its attacks roll. Its attack rolls. So several of you just sort of dodge out of the way as best you can. Lillian, you sort of like scramble to the ground. Vanessa, you just happen to be in the right spot for this sort of slightly sticky mass of flesh just right by your face. Pungent smell. Not great. And the bit holding Lewis just continues to hold him there. He's getting slimy. Victor.
Terrible talking I'm doing. Does a ceiling crawler tongue work as smelling salts?
Is there a significant amount of mass that is not directly around Victor, or not directly around Lewis?
I mean, there's the bit that you can see through the open ceiling. That's sort of like the entirety of the ceiling portion of this area. And there's the tongue that just swooped down from sort of like the on the oddly like inside the balcony above you, which doesn't seem like there
Ignore
should
this
be
roll.
enough
I'm just
room.
testing something.
Doesn't seem like there should be enough room for this tongue to be there.
Nope.
But that too, yeah. As far as around Lewis, it's mostly meat. Very little Lewis.
All right. I am going to put 3 rounds into this thing,
All right.
trying to aim for spots where Lewis is not.
Mostly meat, very little Lewis sounds like a bad review for a can of chunky Campbell's Lewis.
Let us aim for where Lewis is not.
Yes. Is aiming a thing that you do in this game, or that's where if you fire your next turn?
I think you can sacrifice your entire movement to aim. Let me see. I feel like that's a thing. But
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
Pretty sure it is.
I have been wrong before. The rules seems to shift and grow as the game goes on.
How
On the
fitting.
character's turn in the order of combat, shots taken on the same turn in the order of combat on the following round. If no other actions are taken before the shot is fired, the attacker gains 1 bonus dice. Yeah, I have to start aiming this round and fire next round.
Now you aim for 1 round.
In which case, no, I'm just going to fire all 3 shots and take the penalty die.
What's the mechanical benefit of aiming?
You get a bonus die, but you have to suspend your shot until the next turn, and not do anything else.
A bonus die has never paid off for me.
So
3
first
shots,
3.
all with penalties. But for instance, what it would do in this particular case is it would mean that all 3 of these shots were made without a penalty die.
Yeah. Well, that's an extreme success, and depending on what this penalty is. It's still an extreme success.
Yep. Which, with a gun, is an impale, which means that it's max damage plus a roll.
Yes. So it would be 10 plus 9, so 19.
All right. Another shot.
Second shot. Still a hit. Let's see what the penalty die is. 85 is only 1 off. I'm going to spend 1 luck to make it a success.
All right.
So that's going to be
10
another
damage.
10 damage. And then the third attack. 37 is a hard success. Penalty die. 77 is still a hit.
All
So
right.
that's still 7 damage.
So 10, 19, 7. Makes a grand total of math.
17 plus 19. 36.
Yeah, so 3 shots. The tongue writhes and squirms, but it has not let go of Lewis. Kathleen.
It's not really a lot to do right now other than to continue trying to shoot it.
Theoretically, you could try to go pull him out of the tongue.
What kind of a roll would I be looking at for that?
It would be.
I assume a climb to get up there and then a strength.
It would be. You wouldn't have to climb. It's hanging low enough that you can get to where he's at. Yeah, it would be a strength check to try to pull him out. It would be a opposed strength check.
I'm actually gonna try that. I don't expect I'm going to succeed, but like I feel like if we don't try, we're gonna lose Lewis. So.
All right, so you run in and attempt to remove Lewis from his meaty cocoon.
But it's opposed.
I also don't mean to be a downer, but shouldn't it have been my turn to start? Shouldn't I had to roll a con save to start things off?
No, it started on the tongue's turn. So
okay.
Yeah, it started on the ceiling crawler's turn. You go right before the ceiling crawler.
Wait, hold on.
Did I roll last time?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Oh,
ended
you're
with
right.
your turn.
That's what. Yeah, and I had to burn all my luck on it. That's what happened. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Sorry, Jack.
If I spend 3rd luck, it's a success, which doesn't guarantee anything, but I'm more likely to succeed. I feel like that's in character. I'm doing it.
Technically, only 28 luck.
Okay, I'll use. Okay.
If you don't want to waste your luck, I can definitely get him out.
Nope, it's my turn to make a bad luck decision.
I get it. I'm just offering if you don't want to spend all your luck.
I would very much like you to get him out as well when I fail, but I'm spending the luck.
All right, spend your luck. That's a successful strength check. Unfortunately, as you reach out and grab, you're finding difficulty finding places on the tongue to actually grip. You find that it's remarkably slimy as you get your hands sort of trying to dig your fingers in and try to pull the flesh away from Lewis, and you're not able to get a good purchase as it won the contested roll.
Did you hear that Jack spent luck?
Yes.
Yes. No, it was opposed.
Okay.
It made a better strength check than.
Yeah,
than
no,
Jack
I
did.
wasn't going to win that. I knew I wasn't going to win that.
Fair.
Virginia is stabilized and unconscious.
Yep.
Lillian.
Stun baton into the other tongue?
Yeah, you can stun baton the tongue. That will have no negative consequences whatsoever.
It's stun baton the tongue. Now I have to remember how to do that.
It was a brawl
Probably this
attack.
button.
You successfully.
I
stunned
swear I'm not.
Baton.
I swear I am not. I'm not trying to pun this, but say stun baton the tongue is a tongue twister and a half.
Speaking of tongue twisters, Kathleen,
So proud of you.
Make a con check.
You intentionally did that.
Lovely.
As you're trying to find a good grip on this tongue, and an electrical current conducts through the saliva into your hands.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna let that roll stand.
All right. Both you and the tongue take 2 damage and are stunned. Lewis would also be stunned, but he's out.
He's got bigger problems.
Is he jerking even more actively now.
Yes, Lewis continues to actively jerk in the meat. Vanessa.
Damn it! I knew it was
Um,
even. I knew it was coming.
Vanessa is going to go yank him down.
Ooh, stunned for 6 rounds.
Both of us?
You're going to be stunned for half that much. So 3 rounds. All right, give us a strength check, Vanessa.
Does being stunned hinder this thing's ability to oppose this?
No, because when you're stunned, your muscles lock up. Makes it harder to let go of things.
That's
That's fair.
well, not specifically when you're stunned, but when there are there are electricity passing through.
When you get tasered, your
Like,
muscles lock
I
up. That's
know-
why you fall
Yeah,
over.
like if somebody hits you over the back of the head with a sap, you're stunned, but you're not locking up.
like high voltage breakers that requires 2 people to activate, because if it doesn't work properly, like a second person with the hook has to pull them off because they can't let go themselves.
But with a what's the term? What's the term for rolling 100?
Critical
With a-
fail.
Critical
Failure?
fail, fumble, I think is the term.
with a fumble, yes, with a fumble, Vanessa, yeah, you managed to get in there and just shove your elbow into the folds of the tongue and arm bar it
Ooh.
open enough to get Lewis to slide out onto the
Ooh.
ground.
I did
If
not like
Lewis-
that description.
If Lewis doesn't fail this con check, we have a good odds of saving him.
Lewis, make a con check.
Don't fail the con check.
I love the.
I have
moving
to
your
see
hands
this.
as if you're going to do anything but click a button.
Do you have that much luck?
You have 37 luck.
Yeah, I have 37 luck.
Good. Do it.
Is
Don't
that all the
die.
luck you've got?
No, I have 52 points total now.
Okay. Would you like to spend luck?
If I will point out, if I hadn't rolled what I did to regain luck at the beginning of this session, I would be dead now.
You spend luck for a success. The ceiling
I mean,
crawler-
there's still time.
The ceiling crawler is stunned. Victor.
How good am I at first aid? I am not great at first aid.
I think you should kill the ceiling crawler.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill the ceiling
Yeah.
crawler.
You're the best one at that.
There is plenty of time. Nothing's going to go horribly awry.
I'm going to hope that one of the 4 other people that go between you and me can do a first aid.
None of them are
Sorry,
great
you're
at first
unconscious.
aid. We established that
No, kill the ceiling crawler.
You know what?
No, kill it.
Do it.
No,
Do it.
Do
Do
it.
it.
Do it. Do it.
No.
No,
do it.
actually,
Kill it!
Do it.
No.
Do it.
Come on.
Victor is a logical and practiced
Do it!
human being.
Yeah, and he can do statistics. Kill the ceiling crawler. What are the ceiling
You
crawler?
know
Kill
you
somebody
want
else.
to.
If
Johnny,
you don't
you
kill the
know
ceiling
you want
crawler,
to.
it's saving Lewis isn't going to do us any good.
Exactly.
Except the ceiling crawler is still spasming, and the one person that I have seen actually do medicine, aside from
It's
so
stunned for 6 rounds.
What are you talking
Yes.
about? They kept me alive.
It's stunned for 6 rounds. It's fine. Kill it.
yeah, it's stunned for 6 rounds, so I have time to do first aid.
No.
No.
I love how hard y'all are fighting to get Craig killed.
Yes, stop playing tactically.
Except that's who Victor is.
If he's doing
Let us
first
have our
aid,
chaos
but
zone or fail.
I still fail, so and I'm not pushing that because I'm not risking
No,
doing more
don't. Definitely
damage.
don't.
Vanessa will actively yell in character, "What are you doing? Kill the thing!"
It's gonna be stuck for a minute. We can deal with the person who's dying first.
Is Victor's first aid just slapping Lewis around a little?
It's at the very least trying to pull him away from the tongue for a
Get some
second.
dirt. Just
Shake,
put some dirt
shake.
in it. It's fine.
Rub some dirt in it. It's okay.
You have your own gun, if I recall correctly.
Kathleen is twitching on Twitch, and Ginny is unconscious. So Lillian.
Lillian feels confident in first aid at this point. Let's try first aid.
Yes,
Yes.
and push it.
So badly.
You want to spend the 15?
That's
no,
not a lot of luck.
14 luck.
Nah, Vanessa's got me.
What have I got?
You got me.
Aid.
Jeremy said push, and it is real tempting.
You have 14 luck to just succeed.
That's not a lot of luck.
Or push it. Or push it. Push it is good too.
You want him to die.
You
If
can't
you
spend
push-
luck on a pushed roll, I will remind.
If you push it, he will die.
I mean, not if you succeed.
No, correct. Now, sorry, to be clear, the consequences of failing a push roll in this particular case is that he dies.
No, I listen. I'm at least
All of you are fucking
26% joking.
26%.
At least
Could
be as high as 49%.
That's not a lot of luck. You should just use your luck.
Don't use
Yeah.
your luck for me.
what?
Wait,
Are you
it's only
telling me to
14.
push it, Craig?
The
Don't
number of
yeah, of
people
course, push
who are
it.
like,
I-
no,
don't you
let
think-
him die in this.
Argentina.
Lillian pushed it last time. It worked out great.
I will
Results
remind
oriented
you, still
cannot
on
spend-
board.
You
always
cannot spend
great.
luck on a pushed roll.
I don't know. Craig said,
Oh.
push, so let's push it.
I love this group so much.
Oh,
Oh my
And
god!
Oh.
success!
Lewis is stabilized as Lillian once again comes in with the band-aids from the top rope. Uh,
Lillian is officially our doctor now with that high 33 first aid.
Lillian has some band-aids, some duct tape, and a couple of prayers, and uses them effectively to stabilize Lewis.
The college days are coming back.
To be clear, for future planning, you said once somebody's stabilized, medicine has to be rolled within an hour, correct?
Within an hour. Mhm.
And if there's a failure, what happens then?
You go back to the.
So,
Needing
well,
first
it
aid.
depends. It depends on what the failure is. If it's just a regular failure, you don't succeed, and it has to be someone has to try again, or you run out of supplies, depending on how badly you fail. If it's pushed and it fails, you go back to con saves. And
Okay.
if you don't within an hour, you go back to con saves.
Okay.
Vanessa,
Can you first aid again at that point? It seems like no, right? Once
yeah,
you're
no,
outside the
you-
golden hour, it seems like
you
first
could-
aid shouldn't do anything
you-
anymore.
You could do first aid again. It does just go back into the first aid loop, but the number of times one person can first aid one other person is limited. So,
Okay.
by that point, you might be out of supplies. You might be out of people that could try.
So Lewis's eyes flutter, gasp in air, and goes, so much paperwork, and then passes back out.
Vanessa,
all right. I have this thing called a gun.
Yes, you have your own gun.
Going to shoot it.
I did call that out in the intro. Yes.
Hard success.
All right. Yeah. Roll damage.
That's a D10 for the Sphinx.
9.
All right, 9 damage. Lewis, you're stabilized. The ceiling crawler is still stunned. Victor.
Okay. Now that Lewis isn't actively bleeding out right now, Victor pulls up the Sphinx and once
Shoots
again
him.
triple taps the tongue.
I feel like this should be a. He's not bleeding out anymore. That's a problem. Boom, boom. I can fix that.
That's a fail. It's not a malfunction unless I make this penalty very bad. I didn't make it very bad. I'm not going to spend 5 of my remaining 10 luck to make that hit, so I'll just go to the next attack. roll. Penalty. Number of dice. 1. That's still a hit. For 6 damage.
It's also now 69 instead of 39. Nice.
Nice. 62. Penalty. Boy, that's still a hit for 8 more damage.
All right. And let's go ahead. So it's stunned for several rounds. So let's go ahead and just have Lillian. Are you doing any more attacks to it, or are you just going to be standing off and letting the people with guns shoot their guns?
Unless it depends on if they're not aiming at. They're probably aiming at one tongue, and I'll probably just keep stunning the other tongue.
Okay.
It's one creature, isn't it?
Uh, It's one massive muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
so
it's
go ahead.
it's worth stunning the other one so you don't take
Go ahead.
the risk of being shot.
And Kathleen, you'll be unstunned for 3 rounds. So Kathleen can give me 3 more attacks. Vanessa, you can give me what round are we on right now? 2. So 5
This is
more
the second
attacks.
turn. This is
Vanessa,
more-
give me 5
okay.
more attacks, and Victor, you can give me 4 more attacks.
Should I just roll 5 attacks, then do damage after that?
Sure.
Okay.
How many times should I stun it?
Extreme success.
All the
Um,
times.
Extreme success.
You're not going to be able to extend the stun, so you'll just be
Okay.
doing more damage if you want to hit it 4 more times or 5 more times.
Or yeah.
Keep track of your rolls. I'm not looking at anything now.
Okay, that was 4.
function. I have to spend 2 luck to not malfunction there. 1 hit.
Ooh, critical success.
Woo! Critical success with Lillian. Damn, Lillian!
I really just beat the damn thing with a stun baton.
Jeez, that's
Say,
1's a miss.
Lillian is really grateful
2
for
hit.
HR. It keeps things running.
okay. 19 damage for those rolls.
Okay.
Lillian knows the value of a good HR department.
All right. And go ahead and total up your rolls for me when you're done.
My math was easy.
How much damage did you do?
None.
None? All right, cool.
I
2
did
misses from
10.
Kathleen. 10 from Lillian. 19 from Vanessa. Are you rolling 3 at a time?
Yeah, because
How?
triple taps.
Huh? No,
It,
yeah.
it asked me. It asked me how many dice I want to roll
Oh,
whenever
nice.
I hit the attack roll.
But
Interesting.
that's also part of the difference, I think. Because ours don't do that.
This one character sheet is very strange.
So both of those are still hits.
I'm gonna try something just out of curiosity.
I've been.
35 plus.
Did you change it to NPC?
8? No, it's not an NPC.
Oh no, I was asking Craig if that's what.
No,
he was
I just tried
listening.
rolling from the combat tab to see if that made a difference. But
Oh, I've tried everything.
what about roll options?
My roll options are on verbose right now.
Oh
No.
wait, no, I see what you're talking about. Hold on.
Oh,
Hey,
you
look.
did it.
You found it.
Under roll options on the settings tab.
Oh, because I'm in query full rather than query compressed. Okay.
Ah. Fascinating.
So if I set it to query compressed, will it then?
It's actually we're on no bonus / penalty dice.
Oh yeah, I can put it
Yeah.
on query compress and it'll do this. It'll do that same thing, but not give me the full. Okay.
Yep. That we
So,
figured it out.
yay. But I emptied the entire handgun into this thing and did 43 more damage.
A grand total of 72 additional damage on top of what's already been dealt to it. So yeah, so the agents of the Federal Bureau of Control unload their weapons, and one of them behind the others continue to whack the meat stick into this dangling tongue. And after the ringing stops and the sound of discharged cordite clears, and all of you put a thumb in your ear and go "mop" a couple times, you notice that the tongue has stopped moving. As we got that cinematic just bam, 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 just continuously for a good few seconds.
And to add to the appropriate drama, as the sound clears, the last noise is just Victor ejecting the magazine from the Sphinx and putting a new one in, and then doing the same for the Desert Eagle that had been emptied previously.
All I can imagine though is everyone else, like the other three, are just all like cinematically firing their gun into, and then there's William behind them all just swinging his stick.
Just madly swinging this baton.
Whap, whap.
Listen, I know you said stick. That's not what I heard.
But
He said
the
whap,
danger-
not whop.
The danger is clear for the moment, and your two allies are on the ground, not dying, not bleeding out at the moment, but also not yet recovered.
So what needs to be done to
So
allow
we
them
need
to recover?
a medicine check with either a fully kitted, like a fully prepared first aid kit. A medicine check with a fully prepared first aid kit, which will be let me double check if it's just a single roll or an extended roll.
As Victor looks across. Hey Van, did you take that field medicine course? Asking, do you have skill in medicine?
No, I should have.
Neither did I. Any of you who are standing got any training in medicine?
I'm taking out my phone to call back to home office.
No.
Because
Funny part is
clearly
I
we've
feel
got
like
two
if-
agents that need to go home.
I feel like if anybody has medicine in this situation, it's probably Lewis.
So yeah,
Wasn't gonna say
treatment of
anything, but
treatment of injuries using the medicine skill takes a minimum of 1 hour. And be delivered any time after the damage is taken. If it's not performed on the same day, the difficulty level is increased. A person treated successfully with medicine recovers 1d3 hit points and is no longer dying. So long as they previously received a successful first aid check.
Right.
So
Cool.
yeah. So you can go out. You do know there is a hospital in this town.
Yeah. So
No.
Nope.
I'm calling home office.
yeah, the options are see if home office has anyone that's trained in medicine that can come out immediately, or take them to a shady hospital.
We're not
We
taking
will-
them to a hospital.
If we go to a hospital, we are 100% becoming cultists.
we are over an hour away from home office, right?
Yes.
So it will require
I am-
someone to apply another first aid in the duration.
I am pretty sure that if we go to that them dying is better than whatever will happen to them at the hospital.
I agree.
Given the number of ghouls in this town,
I feel like if you open up Jenny's wallet, there is a note in there that says, "If the choices die or take me to a hospital in a suspect place, kill me."
It's oddly specific.
it's her medical alert.
Yeah.
Federal Bureau of Control. Everything's a little oddly specific. But yes, you get a call from. You call the home office, and the phone
Yeah.
rings a couple times and picks up. Yes, Moody.
We have 2 agents down.
Mm-hmm. We've got field medic on the way, but they're not going to get there within an hour.
We'll keep them up as best we can.
Find a local hospital. Don't check them in, but see if you can retrieve some supplies from the hospital to assist in stabilizing. Flash your badge if you need to.
I will note that the storyteller might not be aware, but Klaus is almost certainly aware that Victor keeps a fully stocked med kit in his bag.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Which might educate you why he's telling you to go to a hospital instead.
Yeah.
The phone is on speaker right now, so everybody else can hear too.
Yeah. Liberate some supplies. Don't let a doctor operate on them, but use your badge to get what you can. See if you can find anything that will assist in stabilizing them for a longer term than standard first aid.
Copy.
Then report back your location after you've got them into a secure location, and we'll redirect our field medics there. ETA 2 hours, possibly longer. And the phone hangs up.
I do have 99 luck right now. I could attempt this and hope for a low roll
And just
and then
spend all of
spend
your
luck.
to-
Yeah.
I mean, even if you
So-
roll
I could-
100, you have a skill of
No.
1 in medicine,
I
right?
could definitely get one of them.
Yeah, so even if you
So-
roll 100, you could get at least one of them.
You see,
You
that was
only
also my.
have- You only have one fully stocked field kit, med kit, which
So
means
that-
that you'll only be
so
able
that
to.
could only
You'll
get
take,
one of them.
You'll take an hour to pick one of them up.
And we should definitely get them to a hospital and get some more supplies. I've only got enough stuff in this med kit, maybe for one of them.
We don't need to take them to the hospital. They can't do anything to defend themselves.
Yeah, which means
They
we aren't
need to
leaving them
stay at a
alone.
secure location.
Just leave them here in the hotel. They'll
Yeah, let's
be
not
fine.
leave them alone. We're taking them with us.
See, I think we should leave Vanessa with them, and
We're not- Splitting up is what got us in this mess. We're going anywhere as a unit.
I mean, you're not wrong.
We could get them in the car, leave me in the car with them. You guys can go in, and I
Yeah,
can
we
try
can
to stabilize.
we can go
one of
into the
them.
hospital and leave them in the car with Vanessa. We're not going to different locations.
as long as we're not taking them
Okay.
into the hospital.
I can work on one of them. Which one do we want me to work on?
All three of you, all four of you, make an idea roll for me, which is education.
Failure of a 100.
Oh no!
I am not thinking of anything right now other than we
I'll-
need to get somewhere.
I'll
10
spend.
MP.
Don't spend any luck on that. You need to
gonna
hold on
say
to that
3.
99.
I can. Okay, fine. I
If
don't.
you
Do it,
roll
do
100,
it.
you need to
Spend
spend
the luck.
99
Spend the
luck
luck.
to make your
Stop.
one
Do
medicine.
not listen to anything Jeremy says.
Spend the luck.
If Jeremy
Okay.
says it, don't do it.
I am here for the
Let's-
drama.
Let's slow down on the aggressively trying to kill each other.
No, I'm.
No, we just
The-
aggressively try to
the-
kill Jeremy because Jeremy lives for that.
Look, it's no. In this case, I really like the notion of having a little bit of doubt.
Sure.
Not much doubt. Like a 3 in
already have that.
100 chance.
If you roll
think we've already got
100,
that.
if you roll 100, you can't spend enough luck to succeed because it's a fumble, it's an auto fail.
Yeah.
So having 99 does not actually help you in that particular instance for whatever it's worth.
I will go ahead and spend just 3 luck right now to make that a success.
Go ahead and mark education as your. Wait, education is an attribute. Never mind.
Nope.
Yeah.
The three of you that got a success though on the idea roll, you might
Two.
not have to go. Well, Vanessa just spent 3, and then
There were only
Lillian-
3 people that
Lillian-
made a roll.
yeah.
Oh no,
That's a
sorry,
three.
I missed Lillian's. I missed Lillian's underneath everyone
Lillian.
else.
Lillian and yeah. So the three that got successful educations, you might not need to go all the way to a sketchy ass hospital. You could rob an ambulance, or at least commandeer
Yes!
one.
All right.
Like
We should call 911.
exactly 911. I need an
We
ambulance
need to
dispatched
call
here,
for an ambulance for these guys.
and then theoretically use your badges to commandeer the
To
ambulances.
commandeer it. Katie is going to make the suggestion. And
An
by
ambulance will
suggestion, she's going to say that that's probably what we're doing now. And she's ready to call.
An ambulance would definitely get here faster than we'd get them to a hospital. So yeah, that's probably valid.
And
Let's
then you've got a mobile medicine facility.
And we've got
Understand
less
what's
people
wrong.
to fight if they refuse to listen to our badge.
Okay,
So I'm making the call.
I will suggest that we get them into like the parking lot and away from the hotel as much as possible. If there are any more tongues or anything else that's going to pop up in here.
That is a question. Are you going to have the ambulance come pick them up outside the festering with meat and corpses motel, or are you going to move them a little bit further away?
Yeah, we're gonna take them a little bit away from the motel.
So, load them
Not
into a car.
like all the way to a hospital, but away from the active war zone.
Load them into a car, drive them a block or two away, then make the 911 call.
Yeah.
All right. Kathleen, you dial your phone.
Yep.
911, what's your emergency?
What did the injuries look like? I'll vamp talking about how these two people are injured.
Probably the best way you could describe it is probably knife wounds. Or like blade wounds of some kind. Ginny Lewis kind of looks more like a mauled by a wild animal, whereas Ginny's more like knife wounds.
They have general lacerations and we're in need of an ambulance.
Yeah. Once Lillian chimes in and I fill in with that.
We have lacerations that are in need of an ambulance.
All right. Location? Or nearest cross streets?
I give those.
Yeah.
All right. Ambulance on the way. And yeah, very quickly, within a few minutes, you hear the sounds of an ambulance siren. Getting closer. How are you?
Who's facing this?
I'll talk to the first aid to the EMTs.
So how are you preparing the scene for the EMT's arrival?
I think we're putting them on the ground as if this is where it happened.
Okay. So 2 bodies on the ground, car parked nearby. Victor sort of moving to intercept the ambulance when it gets here.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on the ground, kneeling on the ground next to Lewis, just keeping an eye on him, making sure it doesn't deteriorate.
Yeah. Ambulance roars around the corner, slides to a halt, parks. EMTs hop out and immediately begin they see the 2 on the ground and immediately begin sort of marching towards them as they pull out a gurney.
Yeah, and Victor will just sort of intercept. Hey guys, he says, like laying on as much charm as my voice cannot convey
And
right now.
I will remind you that you had been instructed to go with Homeland Security.
Yeah, I know to go with Homeland Security.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Officer Victor, Homeland Security. I'm gonna need to commandeer most of your medical facilities and probably the ambulance to take care of this. This is highly important, and he's gonna flip open the badge and just show them the.
All right, let's go ahead.
He's trying to be as friendly as he can while telling them, "I need your stuff."
What skill would you like to use for this?
Charm, if I can.
Go ahead.
Please don't fuck me. Yes, hard success.
All right, yeah, with a hard success and the badge. There's a little bit of back and forth really quick as they're like checking to see if you need them at the very least as trained medical professionals.
Can I get a read on if these people have any kind
Professionals
of
or not.
yeah, like A, professional, but B, any kind of outside influence that would mark them as not just normal people who happen to end up in Jade County?
Go ahead and give me either spot hidden or psychology roll.
Would it be? Is there something like passive insight or something that I could use to
Psychology.
notice him making this assessment?
You would need to. No, you could probably tell.
I can't tell.
Being a field agent, yeah.
I'm gonna shake my head and hope he notices.
Yeah.
Just a no.
I don't have enough insight to know for certain, so I will just say we've got our own emergency techs we've got our own emergency EMTs coming out to handle the situation, but we do need enough supplies to keep them stable for a little longer because they're a little further out. This is Homeland Security business. We need to take care of them our way, but we do need just enough supplies to keep them stable for a while.
Give me another charm roll.
I will spend my. Oh god, I have to push that. I don't have enough luck.
All right, push it.
What are the consequences of failure here?
Consequences of failure here are that they won't. You'll get the things that you will get the things that you're saying, but they aren't necessarily buying your story.
Fair enough. Success.
With 51, yeah, success, and they'll just they seem reluctant, but they will acquiesce. One of them will suggest that one of them will pull out, reach under the gurney and pull out a small kit that's sort of labeled emergency trauma kit, and sort of hand it to you. Recommend using this first.
I will open up the trauma kit and check what's inside of it.
It is a pair of adrenaline needles and some larger, like severe, like mauling bandages, the kind of bandages you would put on like bear maulings, things like that.
Thanks much.
Yep. And yeah, the adrenaline needles are like they're like the heart needles, the big long ones.
Yeah, the big giant ones.
Yep.
Adrenaline needles, aka full of Cthulhuid goo.
Oh. I hate that you said that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The techs will retreat to a visible difference just to make sure you don't run off with the ambulance, but they don't seem inclined to interfere.
We will do our best. Which one of us that is still here is best at first aid? Mine's only 30. I know Lillian is better than I am.
We're all here, just not conscious.
Yeah, which of us that are still able to participate?
Hold on.
Better at a 33.
40.
Okay, so you're probably our best first aid unless Moody has more. Okay, so I'll hand the trauma kit over to Van and see if you can keep them stable for a little bit, for long enough for our EMTs to come in.
Okay. Who should I go for first?
Let's start with Lewis as the. Actually, no, correction. Start with Ginny. Start with Ginny as the one who has the oldest injuries.
Okay.
I'm just gonna look at these character sheets and see if either Lewis or Ginny are good at medicine.
No,
I will spend 18 luck on that.
exceptionally not.
Right, you spend 18 luck. So yeah, Ginny, you jolt awake. You're not mobile, but you are conscious.
Okay.
You have been injected with an adrenaline needle, and patched up a little bit. This will extend the duration of your stabilization until a medicine check for another 4 hours.
Okay. So I jolt up yelling.
You jolt awake. Moving hurts.
I understand that. I just got injected in the heart with pure adrenaline.
Yeah.
Easy.
Bolt up. Ah!
It's okay.
Look down.
Everything hurts, and it looks like you've been mauled.
Tunk. Tunk.
Hmm.
All right.
That was
Okay.
fantastic. I love that.
Alright, second-
For audio
alright.
listeners, Jeremy
Anyway.
literally just completely like laid back.
Stood up,
nails, like,
looked
flat.
down, pulled needle out, dropped it, and fell backwards.
All right, she's gonna at least last for a little while. See if you can get Lewis.
Yep.
Ow.
6 more luck.
Spending 6, yep.
All right, Lewis, you similarly, you are jolted awake with an adrenaline needle. It will extend your stabilized state for another 4 hours, and everything hurts.
Katie is holding your hand.
Is everybody okay?
Aside from you two, yeah.
I'll look around, see if I can see Ginny.
Turning your head hurts, but you can see.
Yep.
Ginny.
You guys
I
are
need
okay.
to
blame
find-
We've got
you.
I'm really sorry about the dart.
We've got help on the way.
Yeah, we've got EMTs from base heading on their way, but it's gonna be a couple hours.
Mhm.
Great.
Yeah. So both of you are familiar with pain.
Yeah.
You're familiar with full body pain.
Yeah.
This is less full body pain and more. Some parts of your body you aren't feeling, presumably due to nerve damage. And it seems like the rest of the body is trying to compensate for the amount of pain you should be in. It's excruciating.
Can I make
Yep.
a medicine check to see if that tracks with
Yeah, go ahead.
what should be happening if I have any sense of that?
Look,
Really?
I just got stabbed. I didn't get ganked
With
by.
a successful medicine check from Lewis, who has the highest medicine score in the party.
Because I have medicine.
25.
It's hard to tell. You have read about injuries to this severe, but you've never experienced them. There's something feels off about the amount of pain you're in. You're not certain what it is. Looking at Ginny, because Ginny, you only really you didn't get hit nearly as much as Lewis.
No, I just got stabbed.
Yeah. Ginny seems to be in an equivalent level of pain with significantly less injuries to you.
Miss Reed, does this feel like it?
Yes,
it's
there's
more
something
than it should.
wrong here.
Yeah.
I've been stabbed before. This does not feel like that.
What's going on?
Something is wrong.
Yeah, something feels off. I'm gonna try to move all of my body. Starting at the toes and working up, seeing if everything listens.
You seem.
You need to tell us symptoms in case you pass out again.
You are able to move. You're able to move most of your fingers, not all of them. Your left pinky is not responding at all, and your left foot is also completely non-responsive. Everything else hurts.
He'll just sort of narrate that as he attempts to move everything. Parts of the body are non-responsive. It doesn't seem like it should be caused by what happened, unless something weird happened after I lost consciousness.
I mean, you did get tased.
Oh,
Did I get
that can
tased?
explain it?
No, that wouldn't explain it.
No, Jenny, you didn't get tased.
Great, because I'm feeling the same way.
Yeah.
Did you get hit by the thing in the ceiling?
No, not that I know of. Not unless it picked me up while I was dying and flung me around.
No.
Sen.
You all know that they are the only two that got injured by the receptionist.
Okay, I was gonna say I got injured, but I don't think it was by the
No,
receptionist.
you got injured by you got injured by the
One of the janitors.
or one of the janitors. Yeah.
I think it's just
Yes.
I think it's just Craig I mean, Lewis, Ginny, and maybe Vanessa who know that. Because I don't think anybody else was there before the receptionist died.
Yeah.
So the three of them are the only ones who were aware of that fact, because Victor and Moody were with the other janitor, and Vivian was in the room at the time.
Lillian, yeah.
Do I remember anything about what happened? Do I remember anything odd other than the sort of general, cannibal nature of the reception, as you referred to them earlier?
Yeah, it may have just been adrenaline. It didn't feel like it hurt that much when you got hit. But the only thing you really remember is that that thing sunk its claws into you several times.
Does anybody know what that was that attacked us? Not from the, then he just kind of points up, but and then he makes his hands into claws.
Oh, that woman that was
The receptionist.
receptionist. Okay,
So she's the only one that injured the two of them. Well, I mean, they're the only ones that were injured by her. I got injured, but it was by the janitor.
What made her different than the janitor?
She definitely wasn't what the janitors were. I don't know what she was, but she was not the same thing as the janitors.
I'm trying to remember because this was a matter of like.
Jack remembers, but Katie didn't see it. The arms extended lengthwise in a way that the janitor's bodies never deformed.
You can go ahead and give me occult rolls. Those of you that experienced the receptionist.
Was it the one with the reflecting eyes?
Nope, that was the janitor's.
I can try.
Hard success.
I'm spending 6.
Okay. So mark those successes for Jenny and Vanessa. Vanessa.
Yep.
There are lots of different kinds of creatures that wear the skin of humans. It's hard to pin down. It was definitely corrected that it was different from the janitorial staff, who were seemed much more like just undead humans to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
That of the sort that might eventually become a ghoul, but at the moment was just a zombie functionally. Ginny, thinking about what attacked you and how it looked as it came out and what you're feeling now, you're pretty certain that you don't there's no scientific like taxonomical name for it or anything like that. It's colloquially referred to as a white, WIGHT.
Okay.
Sort of a
Oh my God, Katie, you can't just ask people why they're whites.
Sort of a mutant, sort of a greater mutation.
Yeah.
On a couple of different various cannibalistic types of supernatural entities. They are known for having a sort of a paralytic toxin in their claws that paralyzes through pain, not necessarily in the same way that other paralytic toxins do. They
don't numb you. They make every nerve fire off in sequence.
Exactly.
Right.
They make everything. They amplify any and all pain that you're in, so long as the toxin is in your body, and the sort of thing where like stubbing your toe could send you into the hospital kind of situation.
Is it something that is going to get degeneratively, you know the word I'm trying to say, worse?
Unsure.
Like, is this going to progress, or is this just we need to wait until the toxin burns it up and we'll be fine?
No living white victims have been recovered by the Federal Bureau of Control, so you do not know.
Great.
You're gonna be breaking new ground.
Well, good news.
Oh,
that is.
I lied. I'm pretty sure that was a white, and we're just poisoned.
For a limited time, or
the an agony-based paralytic.
Okay. Is this we're gonna turn into one eventually, or
I don't know. We've never managed to recover one of these. Somebody who survived an attack.
Well, let's hope you're the first.
The FBC.
I'm
breaking
just
ground
gonna
every day.
lay here.
That sounds like a good plan.
Lewis,
also-
you're
with-
just gonna lay there.
I'm gonna try to think of if I know of any protocol for this. Like, should we be contained?
Probably.
Lillian's gonna
Okay.
Lillian's gonna go into like full education mode and like, cool. We now need to start documenting everything that happens to them.
Yeah, I also feel like if we're gonna turn into whatever that young woman was, we might want to.
Be shot in the head.
Yeah. So
Well-
typically, I don't know anything about a white, but typically speaking, someone doesn't poison and then kill a thing if they're trying to reproduce. They would leave you alive if that was going to be the case. And we've never caught someone like that. So presumably they just die. I'm not
Or
100%
the
on
fact that we've,
but
I was gonna say, or the fact that we've never recovered a living victim is because they turned into whites.
yeah, like I said, there's always that chance, but I would probably bet more money on they just eat them. Meanwhile, and Vic-
was she eating somebody? She was doing something.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
Okay,
came in.
okay.
You walked in on her eating something.
Yeah. Okay.
meanwhile, and then Victor stands up, takes up the medical kit that he borrowed from the EMTs and walks it back over to them, and is like, "Thank you very much for your assistance. We'll be able to take it until our personal EMTs show up."
All right. Yeah. They will take back the kit and leave. They will
Personal
leave,
EMTs. That
they
doesn't
will-
sound suspicious.
They will leave you like some pillows and blankets.
Yes, we'll take those.
Some comfort materials. Yeah. The weirdest part right now, Lewis and Virginia, is that blinking hurts. And it doesn't hurt in the way that like a hangover hurts. It hurts like every time you close your eyelids, you're getting stabbed in the eyes.
That's why I'm not opening my eyes.
I still feel like maybe you should put us somewhere else so we can't hurt anybody if we turn.
Absolutely.
Just
Don't be dumb.
lock them in the trunk.
Please, the only thing I ask. Put us in different
us together.
locations, please.
Lewis,
I love the fact that you knew where I was going with that.
I feel like they say that simultaneously.
Absolutely.
Not to be completely morbid, but I can take Jenny somewhere and I have a gun in case something happens.
Let's not split up
Perfect.
dramatically, because again, splitting up is what put us in this position. Also, Jack's camera has been dead for a minute.
Ah, they
Jack
said
said
be right
we-
back.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jack
did
had
they?
to
Okay.
step out. Yeah.
But it's like, let's not split up dramatically, because splitting up is what got us in this position. But
As
I
long-
will, however, chain you both to opposite sides of a street lamp if you want.
I wasn't talking about going far, just separating them a little bit.
Next room.
Yeah, something like that.
I would prefer, on the off chance that I'm not turning into some sort of horrible monster, I think I'd prefer being, restrained to a room with a comfortable chair rather than a street lamp.
I also agree with that.
That was mostly a joke. I'm glad you both fell for it. But
I appreciate your attention
I'm in too much.
to raise the mood of the situation. We haven't worked together that long, so
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get a hold of your indicators for humor, but it was appreciated.
Victor, I am in too much pain for my joke detection system to work.
all right,
As-
let's get you guys. Wild guess. Maybe you don't want to go back to the place where you just got nearly murdered.
I don't care.
I care.
Okay, then not there.
So
As
let's get
as you're
you somewhere
determining
safe.
accommodations, as you're determining accommodations and shifting people around and moving people, that's where we're gonna go for our break. So, those of you that are watching live, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. And remember, when we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch legs, move around, do whatever you need to do, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. And we're back. A dinosaur story.
No.
So you have about somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 hours before the field medics arrive. The adrenaline needles that have been used have gotten Ginny and Lewis back to consciousness and stabilized for an extended period of time, though they are in an immense amount of debilitating pain from toxins injected into them by the claws of a white, apparently, that had once been a receptionist. The objective at the moment is to separate the two of them and confine them in the event that perhaps this toxin will turn them into a white and not just kill them outright. Where are you going to do that at?
Sorry, slightly distracted. Repeat
Mhm.
last sentence.
Where are you going to do that at?
Prior sentence, I should say.
You're going to restrain and separate Ginny and Lewis. You're going to lift and separate Ginny and Lewis. Where are you going to do that at?
Thank you.
Nope. That means the laptop either died or was closed.
I believe Jack mentioned in the Zoom chat that they are probably done for the evening.
I see.
And close the Zoom.
Well, let me put a thing in there then.
As for where to separate and restrain these two, what is the immediate environment like? Is there a like? I don't know what would be an ideal spot. We have blankets and pillows, so we could just find a decently secluded like underpass if there is one nearby or something like that.
That's what Vanessa was thinking.
Is there a perchance in the parking lot, since probably any residents who were here are dead at this point, I think we had determined. Is there perchance a van that we can break into?
In the parking lot of the Motel 6, you'd have to go back.
Yes.
You have to go back a couple blocks in order to.
And we took you a
see.
few blocks away.
Oh, fair enough. Is there a
We can't
van
check.
we're out on whatever block that we're on? Perhaps
You
one
are
with a
currently-
unicorn spray painted on the side.
You are currently outside what looks to be some sort of long-term storage facility that does not appear to be operated or manned, other than security cameras and gates and security systems and such. There is no vehicle. There are no vehicles in the parking lot other than yours.
Bust into one of these storage lockers.
I mean, that it would give us something to do while we're waiting.
Them something to do. We're just going to be lying here.
We could load you back
No.
up in the car and go back to the Motel 6 and see if there's a van.
We can start tidying.
Who, you and me?
Sure.
No.
Maybe
Don't
there's
move.
useful material.
Don't move. Don't even speak. Speaking may be painful and may progress the condition.
It is painful. You don't know if it's going to progress the condition, though.
I am suggesting it will progress the condition regardless. Any kind of exertion tends to advance any poisons.
Lewis
Therefore,
Lewis looks a little sad, but stops talking. For those at home, I got a hard success on my psychology roll.
Maybe follow your own advice if you're that concerned about it.
oh, I am happily not speaking once we are done discussing what we're doing.
All right. Yeah, let's.
So, what's the plan, Stan and Stanettes?
guess let's get them back to the Motel 6 and see if there's a van.
We don't want to break into a storage shed since we're right next to a storage facility.
Do you want to run the risk of there being a nest of ghouls in the storage shed we haven't encountered?
I don't want to go through this again.
Okay, fine.
Why?
I would say, what are the odds at the one storage facility? But then I thought about how we've been, how fortunate been as of late.
Yeah.
Where are we right now? Is it like a field?
You're in a parking lot, a couple
In the
blocks away
parking
from
lot.
Motel 6, of a long-term storage facility.
Safest place so far has been the brutalest hotel.
I mean, we could just keep one of them in the car and then grab a blanket and one of them else in the parking lot.
One in the
Well,
trunk
their
and one
particular
in the back.
request was for restraint so that they can be held down in case they start turning into whites.
Well, we can restrain one of them in the car. We can figure out where else for another one.
Let's get him back to the parking lot of the Motel 6 anyway, just because that's something we've done an amount of groundwork on.
All right. I don't want to face any more tongues.
Yeah, let's not take them into the Motel 6. That's not a thing. No.
Yay, we're moving.
So you load the two of them back into the back seat of the rental car. And how carefully do you drive them back to the Motel 6, or is time more of an essence than comfort?
It's 2 blocks down the road. We're not that concerned for time.
Okay. Gently.
2 blocks down the road, and we have like 2 hours.
And we have a couple of hours before the EMTs get here, yeah.
Gently, leisurely deliver them unto the Motel 6. Or at least where the Motel 6 was, because when you get back there, it's just a boarded up building with no cars in the parking lot.
That was fucking fast.
It looks like it's been abandoned for years.
Jeez. Okay.
I hate this place.
You want to try a different parking lot?
Honestly, no. I actually like it better now because it looks like whatever supernatural stuff has abandoned it. They're not even trying to make it look inviting.
I agree.
Are we going into the abandoned building?
No, I still wouldn't go inside. That seems like a dumb plan.
Yeah.
does-
Okay.
It does look like it does look, while it is now like in a post-abandoned state, it does look like it was still at one point a Motel 6, because you do see a sign that says, "We'll keep the on for you."
No, let's just yeah, like you said, keep one of them in the car, lay one out on blankets and pillows in the parking lot.
Yeah. Like, I think they'll be fine, but we do have guns. So
Yeah, we have guns.
Yeah.
What is the weather like?
Love that sentence. It is currently dark, slightly cold, dry.
Leave Lewis in the car.
Yeah. No, I can take the sidewalk.
Vic, do you want to stay with Lewis and I'll take Jenny?
Yeah, that'll do.
All right. Vanessa will carefully carry Jenny out.
Sorry, I looked back at the highlights channel and it killed me again. We didn't find the tongue found me.
Yep.
Yeah, Vanessa will set Jenny up on a blanket.
All right.
Pull out
Cool.
her gun just in case.
You've separated the two, put them down in their various locations, and wait. Is there anything that you're doing over the course of the next 2 or so hours? Like, letting them know where you're at.
Yeah, Victor will put the call in and let them know where we're at.
Okay.
After
Anything
putting the
else
call
aside
in,
from that?
after putting the call in, Victor will also rummage into his bag and pull out a pair of handcuffs and look over at Lewis. You're worried about restraint? Do you want me to put these on you? I imagine they'll probably hurt.
Yes, if I start acting oddly, you could. I'd rather not. How painful is it to talk?
Well, have you ever swallowed a knife before? Or shards of glass? Take your pick.
Trying to think.
Having eaten glass, I have not done that.
So yeah. So that's his response. just the rather not if we don't have to.
Cool. And he sets them down.
Trying to figure out how much small talk Lewis would make, but I think if it's actively painful, he's not talking.
So.
And from that point, Victor will spend most of the remaining time just checking his firearms, making sure everything is cleaned and loaded, and just performing general maintenance. Clean off the cane sword.
I'm looking through the videos on my phone.
At 30 minutes, while you're resting, Ginny and Lewis, you know that feeling of pins and needles when your arm falls asleep and then you move it so that the circulation begins to happen again?
Yeah.
I mean, the worst feeling in the world?
Yeah. You're feeling that in all the areas that you can't move your body. That's beginning to happen there.
Gritted.
Yet amplified further by the pain toxin.
Can we move them now though? Is it like the circulation is coming back?
No, it's still unmovable. You just have that feeling.
Okay.
Instead of feeling nothing, you are now feeling the pins and needles.
Yes.
I hate this county so much.
I'm starting to get some feeling back, but I still can't move them.
At an hour.
I don't know if that's a good sign or not.
At an hour, you both realize that your heartbeat hurts.
Oh. That's a dull ache that's never going away.
It's that
Burn
it's
the whole county.
It's the feeling you get when you get when your blood pressure suddenly drops and you can very distinctly feel your heartbeat. That, but painful.
Hey Victor, did I see anything in the videos? By the way, anything weird in my videos?
Nope, nothing at the moment.
Hey Victor, I think whatever it is gotten to my heart. I think it might be time to use the handcuffs.
Worried about it, and Victor will cuff Lewis's hands.
To something, right?
Yes.
Okay.
to your leg.
Specifically to over the back of the seat that he's in.
Okay. Yeah.
At an hour and a half, you know when you get your teeth cleaned, and that freshly cleaned, all the edges are sharp, and you keep cutting your tongue.
What? What kind of weird ass dentist do you go to?
I hate dentists. But also,
okay, yeah, I can understand why if they're sharpening your teeth.
Yes.
No, I know what he's talking about.
So do
I know exactly what you're talking about.
When you get a deep clean and they get all the gunk out from between your teeth, what you're left with are fucking razor sharp edges to your teeth.
Okay, I know where my next Call of Cthulhu game is set, and it's going to be in a fucking dental school in Georgia.
No.
But that's what you're feeling now. In the mouth.
Make sure you file the teeth down to a razor sharp point.
Forget fire.
I'm actually gonna
fire the nuke.
I'm gonna test them with my tongue and see if they actually feel sharp.
Oh yeah, no, you cut your tongue, and that's the problem. Is that you cut your tongue and but you can't keep your tongue away from your teeth because they are closely connected.
Victor,
you can. You just, for the record, you can. You just have to turn your tongue sideways in your mouth.
And leave it.
It is a thing you can do. Your tongue will eventually get tired, and you will eventually have to go back, but for a while.
Victor, my mouth is feeling really weird. If this crosses a boundary, I understand that, but could I ask you to look at my teeth and tell me if they look strange?
Sure. Go ahead and open your mouth.
All right, I'll open wide, and I think, yeah, I think he literally goes, ah.
Check and see if he's growing fangs.
No, he's not. His teeth look like teeth. His tongue does look like he's cut it a couple times on his teeth, though.
I mean, you look like you chunked your tongue on your teeth a little bit, but other than that, your teeth look normal.
Thanks.
At the 2-hour mark, those of you that are outside begin to can see some vehicles approaching. All black vans, tinted windows.
There they are.
At the 2-hour mark, both Ginny and Lewis, you get the it's the it's the feeling when your jaw like isn't sitting properly, and like no matter how you move your mouth, the hinge joint just feels like it's
the clicking in your jaw.
Just grinding
Yeah.
right there in the socket. That in all your joints.
Ugh. That kind of like there's like a slight tension as you try and open a joint and it pops as you move it.
Yep, and it
Oh,
doesn't
God.
stop.
Makes my jaw hurt.
Yep.
It just sounds relatable.
As you enter the 7th level of hell, the medics arrive. The vans pull over into the parking lot. The side doors open, and several besuited members of the Federal Bureau of Control step out and begin to secure the perimeter, while two that are in that have insignias indicating them as medical staff step out and look to those who are outside for directions to where the patients are.
Yeah. Victor
Lewis
and
is
Van
just
will-
sort of slumped at this point.
Yeah, Vic and Van will direct them to the two, and he'll Vic
Mhm.
will undo the handcuffs on Lewis and take them off. And
They will
That's the
bundle.
moment Lewis pounces.
that's when Lewis attacks. But yeah, they will bring out some gurneys, load Ginny and Lewis onto gurneys, and cart them into the vans.
Can we have some last words first?
Sure.
Kathleen, you're doing a great job. Keep it up.
You're not dying. You're just getting medicine checks done on you for an hour.
Lewis doesn't know. Lewis feels like he's turning into a monster. He feels like this is the appropriate time to have last words.
Fair.
And then he will sort of say, "Now, I need to talk to Lillian just for a minute." And we'll hopefully Katie will step away,
Yeah.
and he sort of gestures dramatically towards Lillian.
Steps up.
Keep an eye on Kathleen.
All right.
No, keep an eye on Kathleen. And I have to assume that's where they drag him off.
Into the van. Doors closed.
Victor says to one of the says to one of the medics, "Good luck. I think you're breaking new ground here. According to the people who knew anything about this, I don't think the FBC's ever recovered someone alive from a white attack."
Yeah. On that note, y'all are being called back to headquarters for debrief, and we're not done here yet, but
Need to get a
recouping and
report in? Yeah,
recovering.
we'll get back.
Yeah. So follow us.
Yep.
What follows is a couple hours drive where Ginny and Lewis are thankfully sedated.
Hooray.
By the time you get to the headquarters, let me see here real quick. Both of you have recovered 4 wounds, so you should be at 5. And you have 4 hit points, I should say, 5 hit points. And you can remove your major wound status as well as the dying status.
Okay.
So you no longer have a major wound, and you are no longer dying. After a couple hours of drive, you end up at the sort of at the Grand Central Station where Ginny and Lewis are loaded into wheelchairs. You are both awake. You've come out of the anesthesia, and you are feeling better. Everything still hurts, but this is a much more normal everything hurts that you're at now. Your teeth are still oddly sharp. That hasn't gone away.
Were we restrained on the drive?
You were knocked out on the drive.
Okay, all right. So we don't know.
You were unconscious, and they were doing medicine checks on you.
Sure, I'm just curious how much care was used. Like, were they restrained us in case we suddenly woke up all white?
I mean, you woke up all right, at least.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
Yeah. But yeah, no, unclear.
And he's all
bit
white.
foggy.
Lewis all white. They just seem a little weird.
But you are placed into wheelchairs and left next to the car that the other agents step out of as the 2 vans close back up and drive off.
Well,
How are you guys doing?
better at the moment. We'll see how that goes.
Everything else physically is better. Like the heart doesn't hurt anymore.
Yeah, no, you're not feeling all those odd effects again, except for the teeth.
The teeth, yeah. I think we're on the mend. How are you doing?
Who, me or all of us?
Well, you specifically, but yeah, everybody after that.
I'm kind of banged up, but I'm okay.
Should make sure that you get somebody to look after you as well.
I will.
Lingering effects? Are your teeth okay?
Yeah, I wasn't attacked by the same thing you guys were. Mine was just a ghoul.
Well, kind of a ghoul based on what people were
Yeah.
saying.
You feeling any sort of odd hungers or things like that?
I mean, besides craving human flesh, I'm good.
Okay, so just the normal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's not different from any other time, is it?
Psychology.
You do have an odd hungering for like a cheesy gordita, but other than that,
All right, well, I guess let's go give a report.
Mm-hmm.
right? You walk. You alternately walk and or roll into Grand Central Station.
Ms. Reed, do your teeth feel weird too?
Yes.
Okay. Otherwise feeling better?
Probably as much as you are. See how this goes. Don't discount the possibility that we may be liquidated.
Yeah.
You head into the broom closet that leads to the secret elevator that heads down to the Federal Bureau of Control. Getting in, each of you steps into the elevator individually, one at a time, but you all arrive at the bottom at the same time in separate elevators, as usual.
I mean,
Uh,
I figured that was an option. If it does happen and you need me to walk you through how Cobra works, we can definitely go through that together.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think I meant fired?
Oh, did you not?
No, I'm pretty certain she was making a reference to being physically liquidated, as in turned into goo.
Oh.
which doesn't
Louis
make any
It'll
sense.
be fine, I'm
That's
sure.
he's actually speechless.
Which doesn't really make any sense, Lewis, because you're pretty confident that there are no standing procedures or operations for the murder of compromised agents. In fact, it seems that might be something that the FBC could benefit from making a few of.
No, because you don't put those rules down. You don't
but
tell
then
HR about those rules.
Yeah, but then how do you make sure you're doing it right?
Exactly. Lewis is now considering how to put forward a proposal for a comprehensive elimination of compromised assets policy in HR.
So let me walk you through my presentation. As you can see, I've called it Project Spring Cleaning.
It's definitely a PowerPoint, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. All right.
With like the peppiest transitions.
There are there's like at one point there's a clear grave, but it's a super like cartoony grave, and there's a big happy sun over it.
Right. And then it's like last year in field operations, there was a 6% mortality rate. And then the slide's like comes out and swipes.
Yes.
Anyways, you eventually find yourselves in the debriefing room, which is similar in design to to Klaus Jaeger's office, but is not his office. However, he is in the debriefing room. Again, there's that eternal smell of cigarette smoke, but no sign of smoking in the room. And Klaus is just going over a variety of sort of manila envelopes that have paperwork in it and pictures and things like that. Some of them, Lewis, seem to be stills taken of the video footage on your phone that you have not offloaded yet.
Are there pictures of figures in it?
No. But he's going through general data as you all come in and wheel up to the bar or take a seat, as it were. All right.
Evening.
So, right. What went wrong at the Motel 6?
Everything.
You want operational assessment or just straight facts?
Yes.
I was muted, but Lewis just immediately hangs his head and goes, Rule 2.
Yes, that's a good start.
Operational.
Yeah, definitely the group of people splitting up when we haven't fully secured the hotel and don't know what all threats are out definitely led to some increased danger.
I'm not here for a pity party. I'm here for an operational report and facts, please.
And what he's going on with. we were not expecting the variety of threats that the Motel 6 decided to throw at us. Thus far, from the reports I've understood from the rest of the team, they've encountered a ghoul.
white.
We were. Go on.
Sorry, a white as well. Oh, previously you had. Yes,
yeah,
never
previously
mind.
you just encountered a ghoul.
Sorry, I'll shut up.
But we were faced with apparently 2 ghoul-like, but not quite ghoul zombies, a white, and also some manner of stealing tongue monstrosity. All of which attacked at once, while the party was split into 2 locations. 3, actually, counting where Lillian had been.
It should be noted that we were gone from when we left the hotel. We were gone for what, 20 minutes?
It was not a long
Not
departure
even,
before.
not even that. We came back and reality had shifted.
Yeah. Once everything was cleared out and we had left to get first aid done and came back, the entire facility was boarded up as if it had been abandoned for a very long time.
Either our perceptions are being changed there or reality itself is shifting.
Any other oddities experienced around the Motel 6 outside of operations?
Going over
Yes.
recap, there was the car.
Yes, there was a life-size Matchbox car. I don't remember everything around what we approached, but she will, matter of fact, just the facts, ma'am, lay it out.
You had the person that was shot with a drill bit through the window.
Right.
The glass that just immediately fell to pieces upon being touched.
Which seems to imply that the impact was a lot great. It was great enough that it completely destructured the window, but fast enough that it didn't imply enough force that the window shattered entirely. And seems to come from a life-size Matchbox car that was parked on the side of the road across from the Motel 6. And then the actions of the janitorial crew, the numerous bodies that seemed to be there, and then the
number of cars alike that seemed to be there, even though nobody was there.
Yep.
All of who extrapolation can be assumed anyone that was there was eaten by the janitorial staff and the receptionist,
or was never there, and it was just cars.
And then
we didn't do a room by room search.
I also don't remember. Have we previously reported about the sort of the Gestalt consciousness that seems to be flitting from individual to
individual? Yes, we did.
All right. Yeah.
All right. It seems to me like we're probably going to want to approach this with a bit more caution. I'm going to give you some time to heal from your wounds, but unfortunately we are still low on field teams. So, your team will continue to operate within the Jade County AWE, and your objective is unchanged. You are continuing to try to identify the source of the AWE, eliminate it, or recover it if possible, and additionally to investigate the goings-on of one Morgan Alders, who has apparently been operating within the AWE for an extended period of time.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he's sort of contemplating something. Ginny and Vanessa.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Once you've recovered a bit more, report to the archives for what's the word?
Research, elucidation,
no.
Revelations.
It's a specific word. Hang on, I can't think of it if you're talking.
Sorry.
It's actually Ginny, Vanessa, and Kathleen. Report to the archives for peri-utilitarian testing and training after you've recovered some. we're going to need to equip you a little bit more profoundly, it seems, for how hostile this AWE is.
All right.
All right.
And
All right. Go report. Two of you report to the medical. Any of you with injuries report to medical facilities for further treatment.
I mean,
And the rest of
Victor
you,
did ask only the three of them.
initially, the other three are
Yeah.
going to report afterwards.
Fair enough.
Not all of you are going to. Not all of you will succeed at the initial testing, so I don't know how many of you will be able to acquire any such abilities, but we'll see what we can do. But yes, report to the medical facilities. Any of you that are injured, get looked at. Focus on recovering. Work on some of your training, and then report. Dismissed.
sir,
And you leave.
squeak, 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 squeak.
So,
That'll give me time to get my car.
You in that car?
Is it even a nice car?
It's a
Or is it
very
No,
nice.
just-
it's not.
It's a very nice car.
No, it's a crappy car.
It's a very nice car. Legitimately, it is a 2010 Chevy Camaro. It is a very nice car.
Vanessa does not think so.
Vanessa has a very low opinion of your car. So, how many hit points is everyone down?
5.
5.
None.
I'm down 6.
So it is going to take. Let me see here.
3 years later, we come back.
No.
Yeah, I will make a new character if we're laid up super.
No. It's going to take. Let me see. I'm just double checking. You're not going to be laid up that long because the Bureau has access to much more rapid healing technology than other people do. Okay. So yeah, so it's going to take about a week for you to fully recover your remaining hit points, and then you'll have an additional 2 weeks of additional training. So you will be able to, in that time, those of you that don't need to recover will have 3 weeks of potential training that you can do, and the others will have 2 weeks of potential training you can do, and this is outside of para-utilitarian testing that we're going to get to next week. In those weeks of additional training, you will be able to pick 3 skills for each week that you will make an improvement roll on, the same way you would make a normal improvement roll.
And they'd be the same skill across. Well, obviously not
It's
the same skill multiple times in 1 week, but can it be across 3 weeks?
can't be the same skill multiple times in 1 week, but you can train that same skill each week, if that's what you desire. Anyone that would like to attempt to better your odds of becoming a para-utilitarian, which I will define as a para-utilitarian is someone that has access to supernatural powers gifted by specific items. Yes, Jeremy.
I'm just raising my hand
Okay,
because yes.
I know Kathleen is one of them too. Any of you that are more specifically interested in becoming a para-utilitarian, you will want to train your hang on. You will want to train your occult knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And you will want to train your
Mythos.
Your mythos is something that you will acquire upon becoming a para-utilitarian.
Okay, got it.
Not something that it's not something that you can really train. You're gonna want to train your occult and your what's the other one? Psychoanalysis skills. Those are the two that are relevant for para-utilitarians.
Cool. Then I will be training the same 3 skills every week. It'll be occult, psychoanalysis, and sword.
All right.
Question.
With these, yeah, go ahead.
If Are we going to do improvement rolls before we do of things that we have currently selected before we do these rolls?
These are separate to these rolls because these are
Right.
boosted. These are boosted improvement rolls. On a success or a failure, you're going to improve, but on a failure, you're going to improve more.
Okay.
So, I'm sorry, psychology or psychoanalysis?
Psychoanalysis.
Psychoanalysis.
Okay.
Psychoanalysis, the skill that lets you recover sanity, because sanity,
Yeah.
the ability to recover sanity, is important to being a para-utilitarian.
Yep.
So, go ahead and pick your skills, and Ginny, Lewis, and Vanessa will get 2 weeks of improvements. Everyone else will get 3 weeks of improvements because you do have to spend that first week recovering.
We can do 3 per week.
3 per week.
It's gonna be my question.
And any ones that we've marked a success in already, are we holding those till the end of the session as usual, or should we go ahead and do those?
That's holding until the end of the session as usual.
Okay. All right.
Question.
So with the go ahead.
Is there a minimum for the occult and psychoanalysis that we're looking for?
The better,
because I'm thinking about the way I'm thinking about this. I already have an occult of 75.
Mhm.
So if I don't need to spend, if that's
75
good
is
and I
probably
can
good
spend
enough.
the most.
Yeah, 75
Okay.
is probably good enough.
Because the odds of succeeding on that at this point are getting an improvement roll on that is a little bit, you know what I mean?
The way the enhanced improvement rolls are going to work, if you are under 50% on your skill, then if you succeed, you will get a D10 improvement, and if you fail, you'll get a D10 plus 5 improvement.
Okay.
If you are above 50, it works as normal.
Okay.
Well, none of these are even close to 50, so I will probably be getting at least some improvement on all 3 of these.
Go ahead and pick your skills and make your rolls.
Hold on, I'm plotting.
Did you say we can pick the same one multiple weeks?
Yes, 3 skills per week, not the same one for each slot, but you can use the same one for multiple weeks.
Okay.
I am past the point where my brain is operating correctly. So we roll failure, success, but if the roll is under 50, but if the skill is under 50.
Correct.
Okay.
If your skill is currently under 50, you get the enhanced improvements. If it's above 50, you get the normal ones.
And if we succeed, we get nothing.
If your skill is below 50 and you succeed, you get a D10. If your skill is below 50 and you fail, you get a D10 plus 5.
Got it.
All right.
And if it's above 50,
then it's just like normal. If you succeed, nothing.
Okay.
If you fail, you get a
okay,
D10.
cool. All right.
Okay.
Over the course of these 3 weeks, 3 of you are undergoing intense drug and invasive repair treatments. It is rough and exhausting, but by the end of it, you are fully patched up with some quite daring new battle scars. Yes, Ginny.
If you're under 50, if you're over 50, what if you're at 50?
If you're at 50, you are considered over 50.
Okay. Then it's if you're over 49.
Fair.
And we're using to look stuff up. That's either computer use or library use, right?
It has been in the past, yes.
Son of a bitch. I have succeeded on all of these sort tests. Why?
Still getting improvements.
Did that one? I'm thinking about my third one for the first. All right.
I have a lot of, well, not a lot, but I have points in law because I assumed that was sort of for like office work stuff. Seems like we're not using it that way.
Law is also a knowledge skill. So if you're depending on what knowledge you're trying to come up with, you will use law as well.
Probably avoiding lawsuits for the company.
Yeah, That's the thing you could potentially do. You haven't been calling for a lot of rolls that would be a law check, but
Yeah, we'll do this
Son
for
of-
the first one.
I
Excellent.
succeeded all 3 of my sword tests. Where were those successes when I wanted to use the damn thing?
sometimes it be that way. But yes, so
All right.
you learn through your recovery that in the van they were largely what they did was stabilize you and then extract toxins from your bloodstream. Those toxins have since been delivered to the R&D department to see if they could do anything with them. I love that success on a 14 psychoanalysis.
Fucking unbelievable. At least it got me to 20.
Yep.
We will try. Do I want to try the handgun again? I was gonna say, is anybody trying to raise their medicine?
It
That
looks
I am.
relevant.
Yeah, I am.
It looks
I'm
like
doing
it looks like
first aid.
It looks like Vanessa's been taking a crash course in the medical department, as has Lewis.
All right, then I don't need to.
Again, as the one person who already had some, I
think
also raised my
will-
first aid.
No,
The
fuck
first
it,
week,
we'll-
I increased all 3 skills by 8.
Damn it!
Just
Can
8.
I use my luck to fail?
No.
Because I can spend 2 points and fail the roll. Sorry, 3 points.
You can't spend your luck to fail.
God, fuck
And
you.
cannot
Not you.
you cannot push a successful roll.
I hate it so much.
All I do is win, no matter what, with tears in my eyes.
All right.
All right.
My sword skills are at 38, my occult is at 42, and my psychoanalysis is at 45. I'm not good at all 3 of those, but I am passable.
You then spent after recovering, and those of you that were before, you've spent the remaining time running the gamut of training and study, working in the archives to broaden your your knowledge of para-utility items and para-utilitarians of the past, and also in some cases studying with the medical department in order to broaden your knowledge of first aid and medicine. In the event that you might need those skills again in the future. And those of you studying psychoanalysis, you spent that time largely being psychoanalyzed. It turns out that the best way to learn that particular skill is to experience it. So those of you that are training in psychoanalysis, you also get to regain 2d10 sanity up to your maximum, which is 99, unless you have any Cthulhu Mythos knowledge, in which case it is lower.
And it's just flat 2d10.
Huh?
Tap!
Victor, marginally more sane.
It's fine. I was at 85, so I go to 92.
Jillian, or Lillian, significantly more sane.
What? All of us are doing this, or I'm sorry.
Anyone who trained in psychoanalysis.
Anyone who trained in psychoanalysis gets to do 2d10 recovery for sanity roll.
Oh, okay.
Because you spent that time being psychoanalyzed.
Yeah.
All right. And at the end of the 3 weeks, having recovered, Lewis, what do your awesome new battle scars look like?
Well, I don't know that anyone can really tell because Lewis has gotten really into ascots. Because I imagine a lot of the scarring is around his neck from where he was grabbed.
Chest and neck area, yeah.
Well, Lewis doesn't generally go around chest exposed. But yeah, I feel like it's this sort of like it looks like scarring, but sort of all over deep scarring, almost like a bruise that won't go away. halfway between sort of like a puckering to the skin and a change in the color of the skin akin to a birthmark, like a wine stain.
Jenny, what do your battle scars look like?
So I don't remember how she got injured by the white. But other than that, it's just stab wounds.
I think it was just a claw that like hit you like right in the gut and up.
Right. So yeah, I feel like it's just again not easy to be seen because it's all below. It was all from the shoulder below the shoulder,
Yeah, absolutely.
and Ginny is not exactly someone who wears who
Just-
leans towards skin bearing clothing.
But just those
He's a librarian.
crater like stab
Yeah.
wounds. Yep.
Yep.
Madam Library.
What about Vanessa? What are your? I don't remember what your injuries were at all. What do your battle
Yeah.
wounds look like?
I don't remember what he did to me.
Claws from the janitor.
Do you remember what part of my body?
I
I
think it
feel
was
like
your
his
shoulder.
shoulder. Yeah, okay. I'm trying to remember. You're the one that put the scars on my character in Hero Forge. Did she already have one on the shoulder?
You had one like let me double check your character model.
Just more scars.
Thought came to mind. Your shoulders just aches whenever you go by a Motel 6 now.
I've got Mary and the Librarian stuck in my head now. Thanks, Jeremy.
Oh, I've got that stuck in my head now too. Thank you, Craig.
I like to think that Lewis just instinctively flinches whenever he sees the number 6.
What?
As in a Motel 6.
And then Motel 6.
Oh yeah.
Anytime you see a light on in an empty room, it's like. But anyways, new scars had new skills trained, which leaves the initial 3 of you in the archives. You find yourself standing outside a large door that seems odd to the rest of the architecture, where most of the architecture is in keeping with Grand Central Station, but much more like sort of sterilized, clean federal office building stylings to it. This door looks ancient, like it doesn't like it doesn't even belong.
On the scar thing for Vanessa, there was a scar right here on your left shoulder and one on your face about here.
Okay.
So I don't know where the new one is, somewhere on your shoulders. Probably.
Yeah, I like to think it's like intersecting the one that's already on her shoulders, like just gashes.
Mark across
yeah.
Our gash is already there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This door doesn't look like it belongs in the United States. Like, it's far more ancient than anything that we typically tend to have still standing.
Gonna say, is it wearing a beret and eating a baguette and complaining about stupid Americans?
It is this massive stone slab with intricately carved runic patterns going up and down, just sort of like situated right on, and then immediately to the left of it and the right of it is just beige colored wallpaper on plywood. Like, very much stands out as being different. Intricately carved runic patterns and paper seals of varying different faiths and religions.
Office wallpaper. Door out of Beowulf.
Oh, I'm a door.
Everyone in the archive seems to sort of just walk past it without giving it more than a single glance. Where Sally McPherson, the head archivist of the Chicago branch, is standing there with a clipboard, looking at the 3 of you, being Vanessa, Virginia, and Katie. And as she looks back down at the clipboard, flips a few things, and starts off by calling Miss Moody. That's where we're going to end a little bit earlier this week. so that we can have Jack
Fair
back
enough.
here for this particular session. Yeah, say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.